Hello, my name is Chris Leonardi, and I work as a forecaster at the National Weather Service office in Pittsburgh. I would like to take a few minutes to introduce a new effort to improve our service to you, our valued customers and partners. It is called the Impacts Catalog, and it will eventually offer you opportunities to customize and be notified about the weather factors that are most important to you. This short presentation will act as a broad introduction of the catalog and why we are moving in this direction. You have probably already heard about the National Weather Service's Weather Ready Nation initiative. As the population of the United States continues to grow and our infrastructure becomes more vulnerable with time, severe weather and natural disasters will continue to become more impactful. The images on this slide illustrate many of the events and threats we have faced. The disaster in Texas caused by Hurricane Harvey is another recent example. Our agency is in the process of adapting its services to this reality. We will do this by continuing to improve our scientific capabilities while also enhancing our services in new and exciting ways. The Impacts Catalog will be a key component of the overall picture. In fact, the Impacts Catalog is specifically mentioned in the Weather Ready Nation roadmap published by the National Weather Service several years ago. The roadmap points out the catalog's connection to an increased emphasis on decision support services and the fact that the catalog will be used to allow NWS forecasters to tailor forecasts to those impacts deemed most important by our partners. For more information on the Weather Ready Nation initiative, visit weather.gov/WRN. So in discussing the Impacts Catalog, we need to define what we mean by the word impact. It has 5 parts: a contact, an area, possibly a time frame, a threshold, and associated actions. All parts are necessary in order to ensure that the impact can be correctly cataloged, monitored, and acted upon. This is the information that we will be collecting from our users to provide enhanced decision support services. The impacts will then be collected and categorized in such a way that will ease the maintenance, monitoring, and dissemination of alert information. The screenshots you see on this screen come from the National Weather Service's interface called Integrated Real-Time Impacts Services, or IRIS. This service will likely form the backbone of the Impacts Catalog, from which both NWS personnel and core partners will be able to view, modify, and disseminate impact information. This is also the service that will provide notifications when the National Weather Service forecasts parameters that would meet or exceed user-defined thresholds. This service is a future capability that is currently under development. While IRIS will act as the main repository for Impact Catalog information, there are many ways the information can be presented. This example comes from the NWS office in Sterling, Virginia, and shows a portion of the catalog for Fairfax County, Virginia, and their impacts regarding winter storms. Notice that we have all the parts of our impact definition here. Contacts, in this case the county and its agencies. An area, Fairfax County, represented here by their web address. A threshold, 6 to 12 inches of snow or any accumulation of ice. And finally, actions, some of which are listed here under key decisions. The time frame is assumed to be any time that the threshold snow accumulations are reached. Having this information helps the Sterling office to understand the needs of their partners and to tailor their services to those needs. Continuing on with information for Fairfax County, here we see important travel routes and locations where county officials feel are most impacted by heavy snow accumulations. Also, we see the narratives that the county would like to pass on to their constituents in this scenario. Both the locations and the narratives could be included in the winter weather statements issued by the NWS office, or they could be used in office social media posts. Note that this and the previous slide is one possible form that the Impacts Catalog could take. We are still very early in this process, and the format and information could vary from this example. By now, you should be able to see the benefits that a fully implemented Impacts Catalog could provide. It would allow you to leverage the NWS's wide dissemination capability to get tailored information to your constituents and also to be notified when specified thresholds are exceeded. All of this would also lead to a stronger relationship with your local weather office, which is a key way to strengthen the entire decision support process. So, how long will it take to realize these benefits? We have to be honest, constructing the Impacts Catalog to its final state is going to be a long process, likely requiring years of work. However, we need to start somewhere, and that is why we're going to start tiptoeing down this road. Do not be surprised to receive a survey at some point requesting impact information. We will probably keep this process limited at the beginning so that we can learn from it and refine it. In the meantime, it would be helpful if you could start to consider questions about what thresholds you have, what actions you would take when those thresholds are met, and what locations in your area are particularly sensitive to significant weather events. We will be in touch in the future to request your information and to start building this exciting new service. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. If you have any questions about the Impacts Catalog, feel free to send them along to Chris Leonardi at noaa.gov. Thanks again, and we look forward to working with you on this project.